Well, Justice Department official Bruce Ohr played a central role in the Obama administration's targeting and spying on the Trump campaign, feeding information from Christopher Steele to his contacts at the FBI. Tomorrow, we're going to learn more because he is set to testify behind closed doors to Congress. Who is Bruce Ohr? The Washington Examiner's Byron York has been covering this story from the very beginning and is, we think, one of the most trustworthy sources on it. So, Byron, I read the New York Times every day because I'm paid to, and I just read a piece saying that Bruce Ohr was an insignificant figure at the Justice Department. No one ever heard of him. Don't pay attention to Bruce Ohr. All of a sudden, he emerges as a central figure in the story. What am I to make?
Well, it read almost like a defense brief on the eve of his testimony. But Bruce Ohr was the fourth-ranking official in the Obama Justice Department. And one of the big questions that investigators in Congress have tried to find out about the dossier was, how high did knowledge of the dossier go in the Justice Department? Was it a few guys in the FBI? Did people above that know?
Yes.
Then above that? And so you've gotten to Bruce Ohr. Now, if the number 4 knew, did the number 3, did the number 2 know, and did the Attorney General know? Those are probably some of the questions that Ohr will be asked, unfortunately, behind closed doors tomorrow.
It's a little bit striking, though. You said that the piece about Bruce Ohr in the New York Times read like a defense brief. The story here is not just about President Trump and whatever crimes he's alleged to have committed. The story is about the Obama administration and whether or not one administration spied on an opposing political campaign using our intel agencies. Why wouldn't the press be anxious to know more about that, since it sets a pretty troubling precedent for future administrations?
Well, it does. And the whole idea is, what was the Obama administration doing with Christopher Steele, that former British spy who was hired by the Clinton campaign and the DNC to search for dirt in Russia on Donald Trump? What was the Justice Department doing about that? And one of the most fascinating aspects of all this, which Ohr will be asked about, is Steele was dying to get negative information about Trump into the press before the election, so it could affect the election. And he was not supposed to talk to the press, but he did.
By his own admission, by the way. This is not something you're assuming.
Correct. And this is known as a fact. He did it in September and in October of 2016, right before the election. So the FBI, this is really, really against the rules for FBI sources, so they terminated him as a source, but they wanted to keep using him. So what they did in the months after the election, all the way up to at least May of 2017, was have Bruce Ohr talk to Christopher Steele, then come back to the FBI and tell the FBI what Steele told him. And the FBI, by the way, made what are called 302 reports, which is they write up notes of interviews. They made them for each one of these things, and we don't know what they are because the Justice Department will not let Congress have them. They've let some members of Congress read them. And all of these are questions that the Congress is going to want to know, like, what did Christopher Steele tell you?
And I think the rest of us have a right to know.
Absolutely.
Because we have a right to trust our government. Byron York, great to see you. Thank you for that. Well, liberals have turned to corporations to censor people they disagree with.